This is going to be a challenge. How do we surmount this? Do we completely change it, or do we find a way where we can work around what's there so we keep the integrity of the director's vision of it and keep the integrity of the composer's vision of it and the performer? Yeah. And there's always compromises, and there's always a way that you can collaborate in the best circumstances. It's genuinely a collaborative thing where you get to think about, why did the director? There's a reason they didn't want it. It's not on a whim. So you've got to get in and find out why they wanted it that way, and say, well, okay, let's see if we can make that work, and bring that to bear as much as we can. It's always a collaboration, and that's the exciting part. Yes. For me is getting and making all of that work.
And that, I suppose, is a negotiation, because for a young singer, what advice would you give a young singer? Because they're often placed in circumstances where they feel that they can't give of their best, or the demands on them are such that they're contradictory to that. There's a navigation. How do you play that?
Yeah, look, as a young singer, it's certainly tougher, because there is an expectation that you've got an opportunity here to show what you're capable of as a performer, and as a young singer starting out in a career, it's not an unreasonable expectation that the people who are directing you are more experienced than you at this point. But having said that, it is also important that every singer knows exactly what they are capable of doing as well, and at what point what they're doing is compromising what they do as a performer, either vocally or all sorts of other reasons. So you need to be able to stick to your guns. But I think the really important thing, and I've tried to do this as much as I can in my career to date, is even if it's something you're not convinced by on first blush, say, I'll tell you what, let's try it. Because you can't say no without having tried it first. So we'll do everything, and we'll try it your way. I'm not convinced by it, but let's give it a shot. And if it completely works, then let's do that. If it doesn't, and there's some reason it doesn't quite click, then let's see what we can work out to make it. Because all of the really good directors and really good conductors always want the best result, even if it means not quite getting their way all of the time. We're all wanting the best possible outcome. Yes. And so you work towards the outcome as much as you can.
So negotiation and compromise. Yeah, I get it. So that takes us through the steps. Mm-hmm. There's one more important step, which I think is really important for all of us. You've done the show. What do you do to relax? What do you do to escape? What is your passion where you think, you know what, I wish I was on a beach. What do you like to do?
I do like warm weather when I'm not working. But I guess my biggest passion's when I'm not singing, and I'm very disciplined about when I'm singing about all sorts of things. I don't drink 72 hours before a performance. Those sorts of, they're not particularly onerous, to be fair, but it's a discipline I've been doing for a long time. So it's probably partly superstition now, but I've been doing it, so it doesn't. But I do like to drink red wine and smoke the occasional Cuban cigar. So
which is pretty cool.
I do like to.
Tenor, that's pretty cool.
I do, but I always have to time it and make sure that I've got plenty of time for all of that to get out of my system before I go back to work. So I'm pretty fastidious about switching off that part of the relaxation, switching it off on the day you have to switch it off. And there's always a day. So from this day on, I'm on the wagon for however many months it is, and lock the humidor and throw the key to the cellar away and all those sorts of things. Because I know that at the end of that, I can come back and I've got a certain amount of days or weeks sometimes where I can just be at home, where home is at the time, and if the cork falls out of a left bank, bottle of left bank, no one's going to care.
Stuart Skelton, thank you very much.
Absolute pleasure, thank you.
Great. Thanks, guys.
All good?
Yeah.
Cheers.
Thank you. Yeah. Lovely, very nice.